So welcome. Okay, who showed up? Who was here last week? Raise your hand. Well, I should be. Who was not here last week? Okay. So if you were here last week, you got here, and it's kind of like, what's going on? Yeah, no power. We're sorry. So no presentation last week. No field walkthrough. So we'll do the field walkthrough and game demonstration to kind of walk through each element. And so what's different is you guys have already had a chance to read the rules, so you have an idea of what's going on. For those of you who have not read the rules, the general gist here is that we're going to be doing surgery on a human with our robots. So the general layout here is the head's up where I am right now, heart in the middle, and then these gateway areas are supposed to represent the shoulders, and then yonder, the big things with the three pipes, that's supposed to be arteries, and then down at the bottom we have veins in the legs. So that's the general layout. And we'll kind of walk through each element out here on the game field, and then when I'm done, I'll let you guys walk around and touch and measure and all that sort of thing. So, Mr. Shannon Jones, I'm David Kloss, so Director of Cowtown, Best Robotics. Shannon Jones here is going to be our demonstration robot today. So, and other things too. So go ahead and head over to the driver area. We have not taped out the driver boxes or the spotter boxes just because it takes a long time and it's not necessary for this demonstration. So the driver, you will notice, and we'll fire it up later, each driver will have access to a view screen. And so we've got some Kindles, and in the bit area, if you want, you can get a camera and a battery, stick those on your robot during staging, and then when you're out on the field, you have a point of view from your robot. So in particular, might be useful, there's some elements on the backside that you cannot see at all. If we're scraping plaque out of the arteries, grab a piece of plaque there. So, if you're way back there, those are worth more points on the back side than the ones on the front side. So the ones on the back have a little B marked on them. So you can get more points by getting those. Also, if you wander around in the back of the field, you'll see some stuff that, again, the driver is not going to be able to see it from where he's standing. So that's the driver area. And then let's talk through the autonomous first. So we've had line following challenges before during our games. And the idea here is to follow the line all the way over to what is in the center here. And the center is the brain. And if you take the little stick there and poke it in the tube, a little brain falls out. There's a brain. Well, it's a biopsy. It's the only piece of the brain. And ideally, that lands on your robot and stays on your robot. So now you can do the autonomous anytime during the round, during the match. You just tell the referee, I'm going to do autonomous, and you need to be within a certain area, which I guess we don't have taped off yet, but we missed one black line. And when you do that, you take your controller, and this year we're going to have these cardboard boxes. You'll stick your controller on the box, you'll push a button, the robot will follow the line precisely, push the little thing, and you'll collect the brain. Now, when you do this, you can do it any time, but if your neighbor wants to do the same thing, you're going to have to coordinate with your neighbor. So you go first, I don't know, you go first. Anyway, you'll have to coordinate it with your neighbor how to do that. No, there's not. They got rid of that. The preliminary rules changed to now you just coordinate with your partner. Now, the incentive to coordinate with your partner is if they get a brain biopsy, you get points. So if your neighbor gets points, you get points. Also, not as many points, but you get points. So you want to cooperate on that challenge. So that's the brain biopsy. So that's that poker. Let's go with the rake. So the rake, and while I'm thinking about it, you can actually make a custom tool for your robot out of your kit materials. So if you do that, you could replace one of these provided tools with your own tool. And so you would do that before the match started. The referee would take the tool away and you would put your tool in there. So, except for that one, because that has point scoring items on it. The, whatever we call that one. Ablation tool, yes. Okay, so the rake tool, my robot's headed over there. He goes through. Oh, he did go through. Okay, good. And with that, you scrape those out. And you're going to want to, and I can't remember, I don't think you don't get any points for just throwing them on the floor. So what you want to do is get them and take them, la la la, what color do you think you are? You came through yellow, so you're yellow. You don't have to go back through that. You went back through that. Okay. Now, he's going to get points for those now that they're in his bio-waste container. So there's no unique colors with all those disgusting plaque that's in your arteries. Although it's mostly more people my age than you guys, right? So you get points by sticking in there. So that is the plaque tool, which it's got a medical name, but it's commonly referred to as a rake. Since there's a little flag there, don't show them the flag. So on your robot, you'll have to make provision for the flag such that the referees know at a glance what color you are. So you'll need to make provision for the flag this year. Go ahead and grab the heart valve tool. Yep, that guy there. So this guy is for heart valve membrane replacement. So there is, we don't have all our field pieces made yet, so there's actually, each team will get 4 of these, and they score points by sticking those just how Shannon's robot has done there. They also get points for the 2 black ones. I don't know if that tool will go through there. No, okay, just grab it with your robot fingers. Yeah. So the faulty membrane, you stick it in your bio waste, and you get points for those, and you get points for those guys. Now, you get even more points if you go inside the heart. Now, the issue with going inside the heart, because go ahead and swing those doors open. Yeah. So you can go into the heart. So if you're putting, it's harder, of course, to replace valves inside. And there's also higher risk in that you'll notice that there's not a lot of room to maneuver in there. So if you got a jumbo-sized robot, there's possibility that you'll get stuck in there. Likewise, there's the possibility, I'm thinking that it's highly unlikely that 2 robots will be in the same heart chamber, but I don't think there's a rule against it. So you'll have to read the rules carefully to find out what's allowed, what's not allowed. So, okay, so that took care of the heart valves. Okay, the ablation tool. So on the ablation tool, the little thing, there's little pieces of Velcro, and on the back side of those is colored tape that matches your team's color. So there's Velcro strips out there on the heart that you do your little ablator, and the Velcro strips stick, and then later on they'll see what color it was and you'll get points for that. Okay, so we worked our way through the tools. Now let's move on to the flower pot, also known as a heart stem. So again, those are color specific, and you have to stick them into the artery, and I'm not sure, do they have to be just inside the foot of it? Do they just not fall out? I'm not sure the exact rules on that.
It has to be all the way inside.
It has to be all the way inside. Okay. So that was like a misinstalled stick, but it may be more. I don't know. You put it in there sideways. Yes.
All 4 teams put their same two?
I have no idea. Okay, only the first one scores? Anyway, read the rules. That's a standard answer. Read the rules. Okay, so that's heart stents.
They're not floppy.
Yeah, so I think we've worked our way through everything that's at each driver and spotter station now. So, Shannon Robot? Okay, yeah, do a couple more stints. Yeah. And I think you can, I'm not sure you have to remove the black. I think we're just going to need field resetters to fall on and pick them up, how that works. Say what?
Did other people take out the ones we put in?
No, that's a violation. If you unscore a team's game piece, that's a violation. I forget if it's a DQ or 20-second penalty or what. It's probably a DQ. I've read some of the rules briefly, not even all of them. Okay, let's talk pacemaker. Yeah. So out on the front here, there's some pacemakers that are attached on some clothespins, and there's various areas on the heart that have colored tape and Velcro. And as part of the pacemaker, you stick them on there. And as with other things, like those are worth more points because they're inside of the heart chamber, as opposed to the ones that are not like totally inside the heart chamber. So,
Don't stick them to the ablation Velcro.
yeah, so yeah, don't stick them to the other strips of Velcro because you'll get more points for that.
And they won't stick because it's
supposed to be different types. Put it on one or the other. So, okay, the only thing left are harvesting veins from the legs. Ouch. So, there is, if you go outside the field at the bottom there, in the future, there'll be a takeoff box that will, if you harvest them and stick them in that box there, you will get points for that. Also, you'll get points if you take one of these veins and install it on the heart. You'll notice some keyholes in the side of the heart. They will accept that vein. And you get points for sticking one end in, you get even more points if you stick the other end in. So I think the last game element that we haven't talked about is blood. There's some blood, which currently is, apparently those are white blood cells. Later on, those will be red blood cells. And they will be kind of up against the heart. I forget how many total there are. But if you take those and you stick them in your bio-waste container, then you will score points for getting the blood off the field. So that is all the various game elements like that. So I'll take a few questions and then I'll set you guys free. Oh yeah, we're like, it's only been like 15 minutes. We're doing great. Oh, and I'll say right now, we'll need to shut things down no later than 3:20 because we have to break the field down and be out of here by 4 o'clock. So just plan on that, but it'll be no later than 3:20. We have to shut this down. So, any particular questions? Yes. Can we make our own tool? You can, but normally, what I know you can do for sure is remove one of the field tools and replace it with your own tool. Now,
You can have a tool that does more than one function.
yeah, it can do more than one function.
It does not have to go in the mount.
Yeah, so read the details on the rules, because I think with a team supply tool, that if you're replacing it, then you have to, at the beginning of the mat, install it on the robot. Right. If you stick it on later, then that can be the starting tube of the robot. So that's the benefit to doing it later. So, another question. What are the roles? Well, for sure, putting the tools on and off of the robot. Also, if our camera system fails, the human will also need the remote camera. So if the camera system, for whatever reason, fails, the spotters will actually be able to go all the way around to the back side of the field and, do fancy hand motions to let the driver know where they're at. So I think the main thing is put the tools on and off the robot. And they have a slightly different perspective than the driver, but not by very much. Other questions? Okay, so we'll be hanging out here. Some of us that have the gray vest shirts on, we may be able to answer your question, or may not. So, but we'll be around to answer questions, so go ahead and have at it, thanks.